Namaste, myself Chethana Badekar, Academic Director of CHIRA Education Trust on behalf of YOGACHETHANA College of Yoga and Research, Mangalore, Karnataka. Today I am here to address on International Day of Yoga. We all know that today is a special occasion. We are celebrating International Day of Yoga, 6th International Day of Yoga. We cannot call it this situation as a celebration because COVID-19 pandemic is spread across, lot of distress is going on. So rather we can say that this is an occasion to remind ourselves this ancient knowledge of yoga is within our hand. No need to be panic. So hold on to your practices, hold on to your faith, and so that we can overcome the situation to the earliest. As we all know that 21st June is International Day of Yoga. We are celebrating since 2016 and this is our 6th Yoga Day. And the concept, the theme given for this Yoga Day is Yoga for Health, Yoga at Home. This is this year logo. Yoga for Health, Yoga at Home. Because we know that social distancing is going on, lockdown situation. We cannot go to our yoga studios or yoga ashram and go do this practice in front of the teachers. So rather than that, we are adapted to the moreover to the online situation now. To cope up the situation, we are trying to come on the online. So this is a very distressful situation, I understand. Everywhere they are campaigning that yoga is very relevant, yoga is apt for this situation. How yoga is very relevant in this situation? What is the connection between corona or COVID-19 and yoga? Let us understand a little bit in this particular conversation or talk. I will summarize all the summary of the talk, which I am taking major part mainly from the Dr. Nagaratna's research, she is a research director in Asanas Yoga University. Her research inputs also I am taking for this talk, and Dr. Nagarendraji's talk also I am summarizing here. As we all know, as a practitioner of yoga, yoga gives a lot of health benefit. And how this particular situation it will be helpful, you should be able to explain to your fellow beings or the students also. So we know that whenever an infection comes, what is the first thing respond in our body level, in the physical level? Immunity, immune cells, right? Immunity is a word given to our body defense mechanism. Whenever a foreign substance or toxin or bacteria or virus comes, the body set of cells react on that is called as immune cells. So this immunity is try to resist the particular enemy. Now the enemy is coronavirus in the entry portal itself. Corona's entry portal are digestive tract and respiratory tract infection can happen. So we have lot of system with inbuilt like tonsils, adrenals and sinus which will produce phlegm, cough and try to eradicate in the first level. Why it is not happening? Why it is failing? See, when an immune response is going on, body is under one kind of stress. Like it is not a normal physiology going on. Some additional work has come. So body is undergoing is stress. Stress is not disease here. I am mentioning a natural cope-up mechanism. So when body is undergoing one level of stress, immediately you are also worried, tensed, anxiety, 100 random thoughts are running in the mind which keeps your anxiety very high. Now 10 times more pressure on the system. Body is already under the pressure. You are putting 10 times more pressure on the system. Now, body cannot successfully deliver an immune response. The immune response may not be successful and it may fail. Corona may succeed to enter further and infect the system. Now, the challenge is keeping our immune boosted. And second challenge, keeping our anxiety low. Anxiety is an enemy for the immunity. So, both can be achieved through yoga. There are set of yoga practices. You might be heard of yoga breathing, abdominal breathing, Kapalabhati, Brahmari, Sadanta, Sitali. These are all helping our system cool, calm and poised condition, right? So these are the pranayamas which are actually designed, especially Brahmari is designed in such a way that above throat vibration you will feel, it will activate your tonsils and sinus and all our first level defense is WBC is situated there, that will be very active when you practice Brahmari. Similarly, the abdominal breathing enhances the lungs capacity. So we have set of practices in yoga which can boost your immunity. I am not telling heavy exercises. Now second thing, when I said the immunity, anxiety level. When we practice pranayama or meditation or abdominal breathing or basic practice, your anxiety level goes down, your focus comes inside. Right now the focus is outside, so many things, WhatsApp, Facebook, online, so many pop-up. 100 thoughts are there. Those thoughts will summarize into one thought and no thought situation in meditation. So yoga gives you a tool to practice to overcome the situation, increase your immunity and bring down your anxiety level. That is how yoga is relevant. It's not just said, it is scientifically proven. In 2002, some research happened which proved that the low humming sound, the Brahmani sound which we produce, it increases the secretion of antioxidants. This is already proven truth. So scientifically, if you are talking also, yoga gives support to overcome the situation. Even though you are asymptomatic, your anxiety level will not go high. You can overcome the situation. That is one about the relevance of yoga in the situation. Second thing what I want to say, that there is another concept. See, the immune cells when they respond, they do two major jobs. One, whenever something comes inside the body, the first thing it discriminates whether this is useful to the body or harmful. That discrimination power. Second thing, it will, after deciding if it is harmful, immediately it will try to react on that. If it is less harmful, it will remain inactive, support the system to substance to go inside the body. We need to understand from the yogic perspective here. Body is nothing but the reflection of our total thought, our mind, right? The total thought process or the mind is reflected as a body. What kind of thought is going on inside you, that decides what kind of morphology you are going to have. What kind of lifestyle you live, that describes your morphology. You might have been seen the siblings share very almost similar set of genes, but they are so different. How? The way they lived, that makes them different. So that says that, so there is an impact. Why I am talking about this now? See, the mind level, if you have a very good discrimination power, even your immune cells discrimination power will be very nice, very perfect. For example, it is being told that soft drinks are not good for health. Drinking soft drinks are harmful for the health. Still you have an attachment, raga on that. You feel like drinking, right? You feel like having that packets of snacks, ready-made snacks and all, right? You know that it's harmful, but still you have an attachment. Imagine the same behavior, the gross behavior, collective behavior reflect on your body. Your immune cells know that coronavirus is harmful to the system. Its own existence, it will be harmful. Still, it is getting an attachment with that, how it will be. That is why we should be very, very careful the way we live, what kind of thoughts engage our mind, what kind of lifestyle we live, that the gross reflection is we, that our cells will be just repeating what we are, right? So that is why yoga practice will help us to bring ourselves into a discipline, to evolve into a better human being, a scholarly human being, a spiritual being. Being spiritual is very important. Why it is? See, Corona or COVID-19 is a name titled by science people on this particular situation. If you see the entire scenario, the spiritual people or the people devotional or spiritual people will be having different perspective on that. It is not a surprise for many. We know that we were living a very greedy full life from many years. Very greedy full life. We used earth like left and right? So it is very much inevitable. The way we live is very much inevitable. Some kind of situation will have a breakdown to our speed. And the spiritual meaning may be different. As well as the spiritual people won't be having the threat as the normal being. See, what is the spiritual being? They consider themselves as a spirit, Atman. They don't think they are going to vanish with this body. They are not this body. They are not going to die with this body. They lived before, they are going to live afterwards also. Because they are spirit, they are spiritual. Who realizes that they don't have much attachment with this life, existing life. This is the only life we live. It's a very difficult for everybody to understand. People who practiced it, experienced it, might be very naturally feeling it. So, if you are a spiritual being, you won't feel that threatened. That is very important. So, all this can be facilitated through yoga, and continuous practice is required. This is I am reminding for all the yoga teachers who are studying in Yoga Chethana College and everyone. Consistent practice is very important. Many might have been learned yoga one or other stage of their life. What is the difference? Difference is that they are left in between because that discipline, the Sanyama does not have a consistency. Continuously you should practice. Lockdown should not become an excuse for us, for our self-practice. Self-practice alone, you are feeling very bored. You can approach for right online resources, online classes where you can connect to the people. When there is a live class going on, you feel somebody connected, somebody observing you, somebody improving you. That is possible. But keep your practice on. Because spiritual evolution is a continuous process. It's not that once you're done, your job is done, you can behave now. It's like it can happen effortlessly after a stage, but still there is a Sanyama required. So keep your discipline, keep your practice. If it is not possible for many hours, say for yoga teachers, if they are taking 2 to 4 sessions in a day, now they may be hardly getting 1 hour for themselves. It is not sufficient for them because it may make them feel lethargic. So that case, keep yourself practice. I'm not telling hours together you have to practice. At least 15 minutes in a day, dedicate for set of pranayama, boost your immunity and keep your anxiety level low. Very important. This is the message every yoga person have to convey to their fellow beings. Very importantly. As our yoga, International Day of Yoga logo says that, you can see that, what is that? The person joining their hand, you can see the blue colored person joining their hand. It shows the union. The meaning says the union. Union of your body with the mind. Union of an individual self with this universal self. Individual spirit with the universal spirit. Individual energy with the universal energy. So that union is represented there. And some leaves are around. The brown leaf represent the earth and the green for the nature and blue color for the water and yellow for the fire and the orange yellow, the gradation for the sun, the source of energy. Ultimately communicating that human should live in harmony with the nature, which is very much possible, very easily possible when you practice yoga. Find your right resource, keep your self-practice on, do basic practices like abdominal breathing and primary pranayama to keep your immunity boosted and keep your anxiety level low, and aim to become a spiritual being. With this message, I want to conclude my talk here. Wishing you all happiness, health and success. Try to evolve as a spiritual being. Thank you.